Welcome to the Mind Garden, a place for the soul where only truth can grow. I'm Vonnie, and I'm ready to dig in, man. Any pursuit of the truth must begin with a clear distinction between the three main windows we look through to view and understand our world: science, religion, and philosophy. They are very different perspectives, even though they have a few similarities, as you will see. Let's begin with my favorite, science. Well, really you could call it math, because numbers form the invisible fabric that weaves science into existence. You would be shocked to know the beautiful and incredibly complex understanding we have of our universe because of mathematics. The discovery of the amazing relationship that numbers have with our physical world is mind-boggling, but very useful. This understanding of math helps us make predictions about things we can't see or visit, like the atom, black holes, and the beginning of the universe. But it also has improved the simple things. It makes cars safer, buildings stronger, the body healthier, and so much more. So really, math is science, because science is the art of measuring things. With numbers, of course. So there are two measurable things in our universe: matter and energy. Matter is the stuff we see and smell, the stuff we see moving and changing around us. Energy is the movement and change of matter from one thing or place to another. So, when a tree falls to the ground, it is changed from a tall tree to a fallen tree due to energy. Another example is when you eat an apple, and it is turned into something else. The matter has changed because of the energy, and both of these things can be measured. Science as a collective whole has no interest in studying or knowing anything that cannot be measured, because it is impossible to know or learn about a thing if you can't observe it or collect some data. Science has a mission to explain how and what, but it never dabbles in the why. Science isn't interested in why the laws of the universe exist or why matter is what it is. Science is not looking for God or trying to prove or disprove his existence. Science just wants to tell you how things work and what predictable patterns have been found in our world. Sometimes people think that scientists are trying to eliminate the need for God, but that is not a goal, and in fact, is not even a consideration. Science is about knowing and understanding the material world in which we live. Religions, on the other hand, offer an answer to why things exist in the first place. They relieve humanity of this tiring question by offering an explanation for those things that cannot be measured or truly known. Things like our history, our soul, our future. They also offer a deeper meaning and a more profound description of what man is and can be. There are 6 major world religions: Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Judaism, Islam, and Taoism. We will go over the details about these religions in another video, but for now, there are only 2 things you need to know about religions. For one, religions give us a history and instruct us as to what we are supposed to be doing while we're here. And let me point out that many people have found relief, as well as deeply loving experiences from knowing the teachings of any one of these religions. Despite that, religions have also caused a great deal of anxiety and fear, and has been the source of the most hateful and unloving behaviors that you can imagine, even though the avoidance of those evils is at the core of every one of these major religions. Much of this strife is due to the strict closed-mindedness that is required. There are rules, requirements, and traditions, with no room for compromise or negotiation or reinterpretations. We call this dogmatism, which means that a person holds certain ideas as absolutely true, and they believe that you should never question or challenge them. It is this dogmatism that causes so much disagreement and loathing between religious people, which again is exactly the opposite of what all of these religions say about how to treat others. It's quite confusing that we have access to such wise words of wisdom and still, by some bizarre twist, cannot seem to understand them. Thankfully, philosophy is free from the constraints of science and religion. Anything can be discussed, speculated upon, and interpreted in different ways without the fear of burning in hell for eternity. It is a very intellectual pursuit, and in general asks questions and seeks logical explanations for the meaning and purpose of our existence, our knowledge, our values, reason, the mind, and our language. You might think that language is a strange one to include because words seem like such a boring thing. But words influence your mind, and words also limit your mind, because when you consider something undefinable, like God, your mind becomes very uncomfortable. There are no words to describe or understand God, and that kind of makes people uneasy, and they scramble to use words to lock God into some made-up definition or a fictional image. The wonderful thing about philosophy is that it can pick and choose from science or religion in support or defense of ideas. I think philosophy does have one rule, and that would be that you have to have support for your argument from science or religion or both. Now, you must understand that religion and science, although very structured in their very nature, each have a bit of philosophy within them. In fact, it is impossible to escape some sort of embedded philosophy. For example, the very method of the scientific investigation is a philosophy for gaining knowledge by using reason. And religions offer up a purpose to our existence and values by which we should live our lives. So these three things are intertwined, tied together in a knot that can never be undone. For the purposes of this channel and these videos, we will stay on the road called philosophy, with a few detours into both science and religion. Hang out, slip off your shoes, this is going to get interesting. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos. I say, when it comes to truth, let it grow, man.